Welcome back to what I would be assuming will be the last pillar of Eternity Let Play episode for me.
I shall.
Let me quickly skip ahead this confrontation bit. Why must the villain have a lot of dialogue? I don't care what. I don't.
We're in the city.
Thaos, I don't care what you have to say. I want to kill you.
How did you find me?
I'm not here to talk this time.
Hear me, Rock 10.
Now, if I remember correctly, through trial and error, I have to send two of my tanks to keep these golem busy, while everyone else in the party dwindles Thaos down, so I can finish both of these off. Now I have to reduce their melee ability to hit John. That potion will be handy.
Yes, wood and wood.
I shall end this.
Now I have to lower this one's defenses, boost John's ability up. Inuit attack. Tiny aiming circle to heal John. keep him suppressed. Keep him suppressed.
These ones are in for a walloping. That's helpful.
Point the way.
He is on low health. I have to keep John and Arloth alive. Pillar of face.
Point the way. My bow's ready.
John, summon your bug friend.
My bow's ready. Got an arrow for this one.
Oh, she is just weakened, not dead. Time to use that spells. This is a bit dangerous, but I have to keep him down.
Got an arrow for this one.
This one is quite a tough enemy. Wait. Have to heal him. Use that. Lower your defenses, friend. This is the reason why you always have a priest on you. Get back up. Use the potion. Dragon Egg, get away from this fight.
My bow's
Don't tell me there was more. Oh, good. Wait, no. Let's see, what spell would be best to use?
That's not very helpful.
My bow's ready.
Let's burn this away.
You are not so tough now, Sales. Move. Take that, Sales. You're dead. At your feet rests the body of Sales, hollow, the dense wrinkles shaped by the silent soldering of the ancient burden now smooth across his color-drained face. His soul remains still for a moment, defenseless. Its energy expands in defeat. It lies sprawl across his body like a death shroud. Thaos is not that tough once his guardians were gotten rid of.
After journeying for lifetimes, I can't imagine this fate, knowing it was all for nothing.
Thousands of souls in this torture. Or that we could live those sufferings 1,000 times themselves.
At some point, you have to look at the things your God is telling you to do. Ask yourself if it's worth it.
He spent his lives, more than any of us will ever know. For what? Binding the world to a lie. Could a man like that ever be redeemed?
Explore Thaos' soul. With a deep breath, you plunge into Thaos' soul, and where in Brackenbear it had been a maze of a narrow corridor and dead end, now it is expansive and borderless. Its walls crumble in heaps like ruins of anguish as you pass them. You travel for what seems like ages, rushing to no destinations. A memory you glimpsed once before. At last you see it, no more than a pinprick of a light at the end of a long tunnel, expanding slowly at first, then quickly as you near. You come out in the room you are standing in now, but it is new and pristine, and filled with people, thousands of them, all turned toward the great outer pillar and the machine that encases it. They all stand at the machine, and you are one with them now. You look out at the crowd, at the face of the shriveled old man and queue-up, checkered little girl, and mother bouncing infants to quiet them, and a father clasping their children's restless hand and watching you with sober acceptance. A woman with tears in her eyes gives you a nod. You turn back toward the machine, your breast constricted beneath the weight of unwanted knowledge, preparing yourself to set out alone on a journey without end. You close your eyes and open them again to find the machine in front of you, beckoning. You take your place in front of it and place your hand upon a large mechanical disc at the base of the great crystal column and speak a single word. Giant wings creak to life, building speed, setting array of carved draconic mouths aglow, and sending tremors through the platform beneath you. The entire room shakes now with the force of the accelerating machine, all sound drowned out by a deep, deafening thump. Brilliant tendril of light arc outward from the pillar in all directions, and you look over your shoulder to see them engulfing the crowd, burning them brightly like hot iron. One by one, the tendrils disappear, leaving ashen effigies where people once stood, many of them disintegrating into a grey heap under the stress of the tremor. You look above to the outer pillar, and a glowing spherical mass have begun to coalesce atop of the column, where the arcs converge. It glows and pulses translucent and bulbous like some immense chrysalis, suspending in a slow rotation as though if it were spun from arcs of light. When the last arc disappeared, the spectacle mass hang for a moment, no longer rotating, so bright you must shield your eyes with a outstretched hand. and it seems to you as though it is looking at you. You bow your head in acknowledgement and look back up to see it melt into the pillar like warm candle wax. The pillar flares with a flash of light, bright as the sun itself, then fades to darkness. The machine slows down to a abrupt halt, and when the last echo of it grinding cogs have passed, the chamber is still, and you are alone. From all sides, reality begins to bleed in through the memory, and you find yourself in your own skin once more, looking down at Thaos' lifeless body. You sense a distal to Thaos' soul. An overwhelming fatigue then hinders its immediate escape and makes it vulnerable to manipulation. You feel as though your victory have given you some kind of hold over it, and you are able to do as you please. Oh, I have 5 options now. I have to make my decision. Well, I always wanted to have revenge on him, and sending him to the gods for justice would be good. Zeus ex Arcanon. There can be no forgiveness for your deeds, only justice. You shall escape judgment no longer.
You've let him off too easy, Arch. I would have left such scars on his soul that he'd have begged escape from the wheel's turn.
I'm sure the gods will punish him quite harshly, Terence. You regard their souls still and a substitute, and your pronunciament seem to empower your spirit. Your will seem to know your will seems to you now a thick chain, and you wind it around Thaos, constraining all movement, eliminating any possible last means of resistance. You call to mind the internal prison, the vast empty cavern and its cells of Adra, vacated by souls that chose to betray themselves in order to escape an infinite abyss of hopeless reflection. You choose a vacant pillar and pour your conscience into it, creating a perfect, inescapable hollow with a space for one. And now you gather up their soul and bear it into the pillar like some bodiless jailer, conjured by justice itself. You can feel its residence now, the abject terror radiating from it, but your binding will not be broken. When at last it is sealed away, and you begin to recede back to your center, you could almost swear to hear a distant, wordless cry for mercy. I'm sorry, Zeus, but you had this coming to you. Since you began doing all the atrocities. In the stillness that followed, a single word echoes through your mind. A word you spoke when you were one with Zeus in an ancient memory. You realize it is a word that activates the machine. Oh, everyone want to talk to me now.
I shall.
Huh?
Hmm?
Fine now, save.
Astounding. Always knew the Lemon Key stood for something big, but didn't quite realize what I'd gotten myself into. Now, we're in the middle of something even bigger. A decision that will affect millions. But even if you send the souls somewhere specific now, who knows what the next turn of the wheel will make of them? We can't really control what happens to them. Nor should we try. I had to see the monster Thaos had become to realize that.
I want to leave something this important up to chance. It's your decision, of course, and whatever you decide, I am glad our paths cross in Gillyville.
Ah, the end of the road greets us at last. You fared well, Water. Better than any water has right to. Seems you were a field in need of a flame's cleansing. But with that trial's end, a new one begins. A God's trial. And I will stand in judgment without mercy.
Thaos, he had hold of your soul from a long time back, seems like. You get what you needed from him?
I'm beyond those needs now.
Feels good, doesn't it? Not enough to worry about as it is. You'll be feeling better soon then. Good. That's real good. You've got it figured out what you're going to do about all that?
Yes.
Got a lot of people out there thinking they've been abandoned by the gods. Not much that'll put the fear in you more than that. Take my word for it. If it was in my power, and I know it's not, but if it was, I'd find a way to give them the courage to face it. Not because they think there's some god looking out for them, but because they just got it in them. And after what you've been through, though, I'm sure you got your own ideas. Better make it good.
Thaos may be gone, but his crimes, the wounds he has inflicted, remain.
Very true.
Yet before you lies an opportunity to heal, to restore. Only through the healing of families, repairing the bonds between parent and child, reforging the shattered links between generations, and the deal would be knit whole once more.
You're right.
People will long remember the legacy. Let them also remember the healing that followed.
Never thought I'd see something like this in my travels. Lends a little perspective, doesn't it?
Indeed. Of course.
As you approach the machine, the path underfoot suddenly changed to a cobble road. You hadn't experienced vision like this already in Terravon. You tempted to believe that the machine have sucked you into it and deposited you in the middle of nowhere. The sun blazed overhead, and the rolling meadows and thick forests on either side of the road could be anywhere in Whitewood. A shrill cackle turned your head. Standing next to you is a malnourished man clad in a threadbare loincloth and manacles. His entire body is stripped with lash marks, and there are scarred pits where his nose and ears should be. He a stink of stale wheat, stale sweat, and unwashed filth. You notice someone wandering down the road, but the figure back is to you. Zia, a scarred slave, have your attention for now.
You once grew fat while others spent the currency of their lives in your service. I would gladly rend your back with a lash, taking interest for every drop of blood you spilt, every scrap of flesh you scarred. But my mistress would appeal to your sense of perspective, for you know that all things have their place.
Everything does. At the autocrat, I know my place. At the deity, you know your place.
You have labored at the pleasure of others. That shriveled hag in Thaos, those preening soldiers with more taste for silk than steel, the wretched tribesmen playing out their fantasies of grandeur. And then you cowered and knelt before the gods themselves, begging one paltry favor and receiving riddles and visions in response.
Well, I did what I had to do to get this far.
And now the gods give you orders and commands, even while you set out to fix what they cannot. Yet what have they offered you?
A suspicious grimace crossed Allah's face. I get the feeling this is his way of giving you new orders on behalf of his master. Be careful, John. Given the breadth of the iron manacle, it's amazing that he can raise his bone thin arm. But he does, and he points to the person walking the other way along the road.
The exiled queen is not an ungrateful patron.
You get a better look at the lone figure and realize she's wearing a robe, tattered and stained, but fine nonetheless. On her head is the silhouette of a broken crown. She continues walking, her pace slow but determined.
Finish the work Thaos began. Strengthen Woodica with these souls and allow her to become the most powerful of all the gods, with you as her favorite.
No. I've been fighting Varika this entire time. What do you mean by her favorite? The recipient of Varika blessings, she had always had a place for mortals of particular merit. If you help her now, she will become the most powerful of all the gods, and you will be one who made her so. Think of the lifetime of reward you would reap. Well, that does sound tempting. The only reward I wish is the joy of pulling bloody shards of her broken crown from my staff when I finish with her trial. I've been working against Varika this whole time. Why would she thank me now after I have defeated her most loyal servant? The ragged hole and shaken face wrinkled with disgust. Loyal and weak, Thaos proved his inadequacy when he failed to anticipate you. A plan exposed is worse than none at all. But you have proven resourceful, equal to the scheme of the gods. Varika had a long memory, watchers for both friend and foe, and she keep her oaths. Well, she does. She is a oath keeper, so that's important to me. Helping Varika would mean that the secrets of the gods stay hidden? He rubbed his hands together, his black eyes gleaming. Safely hidden, yes, from the violent overlords who would cease to fear punishment in the next life, from the heavy-handed masters who would answer to no one. The world needs some schemes, or are you the soul of kids so pure that you would snap the tedious thread that binds society? Alos snarls, and Thaos makes a better overlord. This one is the god of slaves. What would he have left if the world were unchained from his mistress' lies? Shane takes a bundle at his feet and hefts the burden on his back. I have explained the alternate vulture. Continue as a pawn of the gods, or a partner of one. At the other end of the road, the figure stopped. She turned her head just enough to look over her shoulder. Her face is mostly hidden, but one merciless eye peers at you from a cheek of rippled scorched flesh. Well, if I do choose to help Warwick, I will be rewarded, and things will be stable. Things will continue onward. That's definitely sounds like a good deal. But I would have to keep an eye on Vodka.
And one you will have many lifetimes to relish. Remember it when you approach the machine.
He continues down the road, and when the sun plummets toward the horizon, he seals the road with a blinding white hot light. Your flesh burns and blackens, and scalding fluid fills your vein. You tear at your roasting skin, but peel away. Away the scorched air does nothing to relieve your agony. At last the sun completes its descent, leaving you in darkness. When you come to your sense, you are in front of the machine, uninjured but filled with a new power. The grieving mother face is hard and still as stone. You cannot fully mean to consider the pact with a creature, feeding innocent to her hunger, growing her power. After all we've been through, this had better be a rules watcher. My list of those deserve punishment have been growing of late.
I'm here.
Ugh, Durrance and grieving mother is not happy about my choices. With your companion bearing witness, you can step up to the plate where Thaos once stood before his people long ago. The machine lies in front of you, idle, ready. You have seen this machine and others like it in operation. You understand how it works. It is a device for directing souls. As a watcher, it would be a simple matter to influence that direction. So, as big as the machine is, it may be the last thing you ever do. Speak the command to activate the machine. Well, I did make a deal with Varika, and as the lawful person I am in game, I should do what I said I would. You close your eye and expand your perception outward, taking in the immense total of 10,000 souls. The 10,000 of souls orbiting the chamber. Your grasp on the soul is tenuous. You find yourself fighting to keep them all within your influence, and you can feel them slipping away from you as the machine gains speed. Well, I got a new achievement. Won the game. That's probably mean I beaten the game. A brief moment comes when it feels as though you hold all of them at once, and the force is so great it feels as though they will tear you apart. In that moment, you dedicate your entire being to bending their orbit, charming their foe in a new direction. Oh, this must be the cutscene.
At your command, the ancient device became your instrument, spinning to life with deafening resonance and gathering up the swirling essence like thread on a great spindle. There, in the pale pulsing glow of the machine that set you on this path long ago, you summoned all your strength, focusing on your objective and blocking out all else. With a single concussive blast that rocked the chamber and sent you tumbling to the ground, you freed the souls from their stasis. Exhausted, your consciousness slipping away, your last sight was of the machine, dark and dormant. Then your eyes closed, and sleep welcomed you at long last. After coming to and searching for some time, you discovered the route Thaos used to enter Southern Shadow, and embarked on a long and arduous ascent back to the surface. You emerged in Terra Evron after days of tunneling through the rubble Thaos had left behind, and when you stepped into the daylight, you were faced with a different Deerwood than the one you had left. At your direction, the goddess Woodica ultimately received the empowerment she had sought, albeit not in the manner she had expected. The swirling souls held captive in sun and shadow, were swept into the great Adra pillar there, sent barreling down through the world's veins to places unknown to mortal sight. Though no word would reach your ears of their arrival, by the time you had returned to Twin Elves, word had spread of a miracle on their burial isle, and pious grandfathers were already streaming in from all over to observe the statue of Woodica there, its once broken crown, now fully restored. But for Deerwood itself, the last hollow birth had come and gone, and the country celebrated the lifting of Wildwind's legacy, none the wiser as to what future costs its end might hold. The loss of the souls you had promised to Entropy would be no setback to Renagard, nor to Andra, for the beast of winter trudges ever forward, and the will of the Lady of Lament is as unstoppable as the tide. In Deerwood, the weather quickly chilled. Unseasonable frosts destroyed the year's harvests before giving way to the coldest winter in memory. Many who survived the famine would soon freeze to death in their own homes. The oceans proved no safer. A barrage of squalls pounded the harbors along the Deerwood coast for months, sending many ships to be forever lost in the depths of Andra's domain, either mourned or forgotten, both to the lady's liking. Gilded Vale remained under the harsh rule of Lord Radric, who reigned unopposed after the death of his cousin Kolsch. He continued to terrorize the people of Gilded Vale, looking for Aethasians in their midst. But to Radric, the sudden and unexpected end to Wildwind's legacy came as a sign of the success and righteousness of his efforts, and in time, his own people came to believe it too. He relaxed his use of authority, no longer seeing his own people as potential threats, and Gilded Vale began to regain some of its old luster. Following the assassinations of Duke Avar Wolfgrim and Lady Webb, Defiance Bay was thrown into political upheaval. In the ensuing weeks, the streets had become the domain of looters and blackguards. Few dared to step outside their own doors alone or unarmed. But order was soon re-established by the Knights of the Crucible, who, despite their depleted numbers, had gained favor in the public eye for their role in the unraveling of the conspiracy surrounding Wildwind's legacy, and were quickly reinforced by returning forces from Fleetwater Castle. For the Knights, their resurgence marked a return to the tradition as well. Having seen firsthand the dangers presented by dabblers and animancy, the Order quickly abolished the practice internally, preferring the familiarity of their hammers and forges to the uncertainties of essence and opera. Their identity rediscovered,
the knights suppressed their political aspirations and began once again to train their recruits in the art of blacksmithing, recapturing the post-revolutionary ideals of Deerwood and regaining the respect of its citizens as a result. Though the machine atop Terre North had been disabled, it had not seen its last use. Heritage Hill was rebuilt, and no sooner had the first families moved in to resettle the district than members of the Leaden Key, acting under standing orders from their Grand Master, climbed the tower and reactivated the machine. The initiates slew a handful of the new settlers under cover of night and watched as history repeated itself, the victims reanimated and devouring the survivors. After this second incident, the district remained abandoned. The Duke's assassination in the apparent hands of an animancer had caused catastrophic rioting in the streets of Defiance Bay. But those who had escaped the melee in the palace hearings remembered the testimonies of the strange guest who had shown up that day and absolved animancy, implicating the Leaden Key instead. The rumor spread quickly, and soon the popular belief was that the assassin had been a Leaden Key spy. When the legacy had lifted, people came to see it not as a sign that the riots had been according to the gods' wishes, as Thaos had hoped, but as a confirmation that animancy had never been the source of the problem in the first place. Deerwoodans instead convinced themselves that the riots had somehow purged Defiance Bay of Leaden Key spies, and that the end of Weidman's legacy was their well-deserved reward. The rage against animancers was quickly forgotten, and those who had survived were permitted to return to Brackenbury Sanitarium and rebuild it so they might resume their studies. The town of Deerfoot had seen the last of the cult of Scan. Dark rumors about the town's many curses quickly faded, and travelers soon returned. The rejuvenation of Cagneywa was a short-lived endeavor. While the rise of a new master presented new hopes of the keep being restored to its former glory, time proved otherwise. Plans for maintenance of the structure were postponed time and time again, until ultimately they were scrapped altogether, their master's priorities lying elsewhere. Adair chose not to return home to Gilded Vale. Still most comfortable far from cities, he settled in Deerfoot, which, like many towns in the Deerwood, was beginning the slow process of rebuilding. Believing now that it was the obligation of Kith to be the leaders their gods had not, Adair was soon named mayor of the town, and under his guidance, Deerfoot soon began to prosper. He expelled the last of the Scanites from the area, and drew new settlers with the offer of land, a trick he had learned from someone he otherwise preferred to forget. With each passing day, Deerfoot would come to more closely resemble the Gilded Vale of Adair's childhood, the one worthy of its name. When the dust settled in sun and shadow, Alof looked upon the remains of Thaos Exarchanon, his former master. He saw where the Grand Master had gone wrong, and what would be required to undo the harm Thaos had wrought. With a flick of his wrist, he burned Thaos's robe, headdress, and every other symbol of the man's power. Never again, he vowed, should Kith live in fear and blind obedience to an authority they did not understand. Armed with the knowledge and courage he had gained on his journeys with the Watcher, he set out on the long and lonely task of dismantling the Leaden Key. With the Watcher's goals accomplished and his own vows fulfilled, Kalarua sailed back to Dakar. His friends and family found him much changed, for a pall had fallen upon the man, smothering his former enthusiasm. Called before the Lore College, Kana told him of the pain and with the legacy brought to the lands abroad. He insisted that a search for answers abroad could only fragment the Ralatai people, as it had done to the Deerwood. His findings were met with much respect, and Kalarua's voice came to be considered an influential one in a growing move towards Ralatai's isolation. With Thaos defeated and the souls released from sun and shadow, healthy children were born once again in the Deerwood. The grieving mother sought a place where she might do penance for the birthing bell. She returned to Deerfoot, where, to the astonishment of the villagers, she delivered the first healthy child in over a decade. She remained there, and with each new birth, she saw a measure of hope restored to the Deerwood, and a measure of grace for her own troubled past. Durrance continued to blame Woodica for the atrocities of the Saints' War. Believing Nogrin to have been a pawn in the machinations of the Queen that was, and feeling that Thaos' expulsion had been a step towards reconciliation with his goddess, Durrance tried for a time to reopen communication with her. When only silence came, he took it as a condemnation of his continued existence. Ultimately, he built a pyre and threw himself upon it, using his own shattered staff as kindling. You and Sagani never found Persak together. The Adra figurine had gone dark by the time they emerged from Sun and Shadow, and it was another month before Sagani finally accepted that Persak's trail had gone cold again. Her search took her beyond the Deerwood and as far as the Living Lands. She saw the great coastal cities of Rauatai and the ruins of Old Valia, absorbing the details of these strange and distant lands. 20 years passed before the Adra figurine finally glowed again. When it did, she followed its signal to a quiet hamlet on the outskirts of Adir. There, she met a young farmer and told her of her past as an elder of Masuk. Sagani returned to a village that had forgotten her face, but remembered her story. Masuk greeted her with cautious warmth, and Sagani found that their ways had become strange to her. She also learned that Kalu had perished of winter fever a few years before, and her middle child, Rajua, had died in a raid. But she found her daughter Yakona a hunter and mother of 3, and her son Malak a builder of mighty walls. And then, she came to find her place in the village, and the familiar contours of a world that had changed in her absence. For you, the death of Thaos brought an end to your waking visions, and a silence to the whispers of the past. In their absence, you were able to sleep. The questions of a distant lifetime ceased to trouble your soul. All that remained was what to make of the answer. But at the moment, there was little to be done, and the matter would have to wait. A long journey lay ahead.
Well, that was a nice ending for the most part. It would have been nice if I finished off Sagani Crest Endurance, the quest line as well. Besides all what happened at the end there, I would say that was a good ending for everyone. Sagane eventually found her own, find the person that she was looking for. During 12, he died. But he is with his god in game now. Let's speed this up to see anything appear afterwards. That's a lot of backers. 77,000 of them. Wow, that was a nice ending there. Nothing occurred afterwards. That is interesting. Well, this game took me a long time to finish off, I hope that you I hope that you enjoyed the Let's Play series for Pillar of Eternity. This Let's Play series have been fun for me while I was going through the game the first time. If you like this video, leave a comment. And also, if you like the Let's Play series for this game, follow my channel as well. Good luck in whatever endeavors you do in life.